The Milwaukee Bucks just put the entire NBA on notice, and I think that it's time for everyone to take recognition of it. This was a standout win. I am absolutely gobsmacked that the Bucks were able to come out with a win like this. And I don't mean just be able to win the game, because even going into this game, I thought that Miami would be able to win. But the fact that they were able to dominate the Miami Heat, and if you look at the final score, you say, dang, they won by 34. I promise it felt like they won by 34. I'm pretty sure in the first quarter, the Miami Heat were down 29 or almost 30. It was ridiculous. From the moment the game started, the Milwaukee Bucks were all over the Miami Heat. The Miami Heat really struggled to get their offense going, and the Milwaukee Bucks did not struggle to get their offense going. They came out firing. Everyone was hitting threes. And what I like about this game is that it wasn't one of those games where one of the players just takes over. It was one of those games where Giannis had a good game, yes, but it was a total team effort. Everyone came to play. Everyone, defensively and offensively. They were hitting their shots, they were rotating on defense. It was a team win. And when I think about the Milwaukee Bucks now and how they're playing, and I think about the additions that they were able to make, this is something that could really become an issue when it comes to Milwaukee Bucks. Because I think that if the Milwaukee Bucks are able to sweep or dispatch of the Miami Heat in 5, think about how much of a turnaround that would have been from last year. And I would argue that going into the next series, which is probably going to be against the Brooklyn Nets, they should be worried about Giannis. Giannis can pose issues for them because they don't really like players who can score under the rim, which is exactly what Giannis can do. And while according to the stats, the Bucks are not great defensively, I know what they're capable of in high leverage moments. They can get stops, they can rotate, and they have great defenders on the team. Like I said, this wasn't just a Giannis takeover game. This was a total team effort. I want to give a shout out to Forbes and PJ Tucker for really coming in and playing their role. Forbes was just hot. He was hitting threes from everywhere. It was just ridiculous. If he's hitting threes like that, it's just going to be really hard for the Miami Heat to beat them, because when he's hitting shots from everywhere, it just makes it so difficult because you also have to worry about Giannis and Chris Middleton and Jrue Holiday. It just makes it too much. And PJ Tucker, I think he has made a real impact in ways that you don't see in the box score. I think what PJ Tucker brings in terms of leadership and on the defensive end, when he really gets into his defender and really makes them bothersome and he really knows how to make you work for your shot, he is one of those players that can just change a series by his presence. They brought him to Milwaukee for that sole purpose, that he can really get into a defender and bother them, and he's doing it. And you're not seeing it in the box score, yes, but you see it when you watch the games. He's really making an impact defensively when it comes to this team. Now that I'm starting to look at the Milwaukee Bucks, I really do have to start making some adjustments, because I'm looking at the Milwaukee Bucks, and while I thought that they would maybe be able to eke out a 7-game series against the Heat and thought that they would struggle against the Brooklyn Nets, I'm starting to look at the Milwaukee Bucks right now, and I get it, the Brooklyn Nets also look good, but when you factor in what the Milwaukee Bucks can do on both ends of the court, and when you think about the weaknesses that the Brooklyn Nets have when it comes to their team, when we're talking basketball, it's usually when we're talking matchups. Sometimes one team may be better than the other, but another team may match up better for another team, and I think the Bucks are a team that actually matches up pretty well when it comes to the Brooklyn Nets. Now, it's going to take a superhuman effort from Giannis in order to beat the Brooklyn Nets. Don't get it twisted. They'll still be underdogs. But if Giannis can live up to the expectation and the hype, and he can arise to the moment, and of course, it's going to be a total team effort. Other players are going to have to hit their shots and play defense. It's going to be a grueling series if they want to win. But if they can play the right type of basketball, they can absolutely upset the Brooklyn Nets. I don't think that's even ridiculous to say. I'm not picking the Milwaukee Bucks to beat the Brooklyn Nets. However, I do believe it is a strong possibility that it could happen in terms of matchups, because when you think about what the Brooklyn Nets struggle with, which is scoring at the rim, that is something Giannis can expose. And if other players can hit their shots and threes and play good quality defense on the other team, the Milwaukee Bucks can really make the Brooklyn Nets have to work in order to win. And if they can do the right things, it's very possible that in a 7-game series they could be upset. Like I said, I'm not picking them to do it, but I'm not going to rule out anything. This Milwaukee Bucks team is looking way better than I thought, way better. I thought the additions of Jrue Holiday and PJ Tucker would be great, and they are, but I did not anticipate that it would go this far. They're playing at a level that is far from what anyone really expected. They're playing at a level that is exceeding many people's expectations, and like I said, if they can continue to have this good chemistry, good defense, good offensive schemes, and they don't fall back on their bad habits, this is a team that can really actually make a deep playoff run this season. It might be possible. Like, with all things going on, they can really make a push this year. I'm actually excited to watch Milwaukee Bucks play now. because I feel like they actually have a chance to do something special this season. I feel like they have a special chance of going all the way to the NBA Finals, where they can see whoever's going to come out the West. And I think that they can actually make a really good run. Obviously, if Giannis is able to beat the Brooklyn Nets, that would be one of the biggest legacy helpers in the history of his legacy. Like, that would probably be the defining moment in his career that people will look back on and be like, wow, he really did take on that team. But going back into last night's game, like I said, the Milwaukee Bucks were just everywhere, hitting threes, playing defense. Jimmy Butler wasn't able to get going. Even Bam Adebayo was missing normal shots that he's able to make. And it was just a really tough time for the Miami Heat because they just didn't really have much offense going. They really struggled offensively, and they lost the game in a very, very easy manner. It was not a close game, even in the slightest. Even just watching the game, it was over even before the second quarter even started. They were down atrociously in that first quarter. It was ridiculous. It was complete and utter domination by the Milwaukee Bucks. So if Giannis can keep up this great pace, and if the Bucks can follow suit and play good team basketball, then this is a team that the Brooklyn Nets should threat. This is not something that's going to be easy for the Brooklyn Nets. They're not just going to walk over them unless somebody gets injured from the Milwaukee Bucks or something catastrophic happens in that sort of fashion. But I do believe that the Milwaukee Bucks are absolutely for real this season, and they should be dealt with, and they should be respected this season, because if you don't respect them, especially from what they did last season, and you just expect them to roll over, or if you just build a wall, Giannis is going to give up. No, this is going to be something that you're going to have to deal with, and you're going to have to beat the Milwaukee Bucks. You can't take this team lightly in the fact that everything they're doing in this postseason, you just can't afford to do it. If you take this team lightly, they will bite you and you will lose. But that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you guys so much. If you listened this far, please drop a like on the video. It'd be much appreciated. And please subscribe if you enjoy basketball content. Please check out my other videos if you enjoy basketball content. And please let me know what you think about this game overall. But without further ado, guys, I am out. Peace.